Thanks everybody for being part of this first webinar. We're kicking off a strategy to use Kiva as a way to provide more capital in the region for small and emerging businesses. We're doing this through Opportunity Southwest Virginia, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit about Opportunity Southwest Virginia. With that, why is it not advancing? Okay, okay. So we've got Andrew Barnes here, and then I'm Doug Jackson. We're going to do three parts of this webinar today. One, what is Kiva? Two, how we're going to use Kiva in Southwest Virginia. And three, we're going to walk through the application process. So Kiva was developed in 2005 in San Francisco. It's a global, international nonprofit that works to put capital in the hands of emerging entrepreneurs. They do terrific work. They have a great track record. We haven't used them much domestically, and that's because of the way it's structured. In the United States, there are zero interest loans, and there are no fees attached to it, which is fantastic. But that also means that there's no staff on the ground to help people use Kiva. So Opportunity Southwest Virginia said, hey, why don't we use some volunteer hours and help people get on Kiva and take advantage of the opportunity. So Kiva has a track record of providing microloans. And at the same time, the state used to have a microloan effort and worked with nonprofits across the state. And that whole model has kind of changed, it seems. So there are fewer organizations out providing those very small loans. So we see that Kiva can really provide, help meet demand and kind of fulfill a niche. So far in 90 countries, Kiva has 2 million borrowers. They've borrowed $1 billion. There are 120 employees of the organization, and they've funded 1.1 million loans. Now, when I say they funded 1.1 million loans, that is just through the organization. That's through 1.6 million lenders. This is crowdfunding of the loans. And anybody can go on Kiva and with a minimum of $25 invest in a business. And those $25 add up and add up. And not only do the investors feel part of your business, they get to know your business, understand it. They're more likely to patronize your business. If you've got an online component, that's really cool because these people come from all over the world. Here in Southwest Virginia, we're interested in using Kiva to, yes, access that outside capital, because that's terrific to have people from around the world sending money to Southwest Virginia to help us start businesses. But we also want to use it to spark local energy and investment in businesses. So we think we can use Kiva as a way to start local and regional loan circles. So we can tell our friends, hey, you want to put $25 into my business? Or you can say, hey, if we get all the businesses in our community who need capital right now to go on Kiva, maybe we can get the whole community excited about it and using this tool to invest in our businesses. So it's part access to capital and it's part marketing. So we're marketing internally to our communities, but we're also saying, hey, out there around the world, Southwest Virginia and Virginia's Appalachian region is a terrific place. It's beautiful. It's got talented, dedicated people starting businesses. We can be known for that kind of entrepreneurial spirit. And now that culture of entrepreneurship is something that we said in 2012 with the blueprint that was developed through UVA WISE. They led the effort. The region came together and said, how are we going to support entrepreneurship and grow it? One of the things they said is, let's have a culture of entrepreneurship. So that culture of entrepreneurship is part of what we're trying to build with this. We've got other programs too that work toward that, such as Rally Southwest Virginia. And that's where we help communities pull together, see what they're doing that's good for business and what more they can do that's good for business. All right, so to be eligible to be on Kiva, You have to be 18 years old. You have to have a PayPal account because that's how they actually conduct the transactions. You can't be in bankruptcy or foreclosure. And you have to be able to get some of your local network to fund you first. So when your loan's set up, or they first say, okay, go ahead and let's get you online and see if we can get you funded. First, they're going to ask you to fund in your network, in your community. That's called the private stage. And then there's some businesses that are ineligible. Some of those are illegal businesses, certainly are ineligible. Pyramid marketing schemes are ineligible. Businesses involving adult entertainment or pornography, certainly ineligible. Gun shops are ineligible. Lending institutions are ineligible. If you think a personal purchase is connected to your business, it may not be. So if you wanted to buy a car so that you could really get started in your business and your transportation needs are preventing you from starting your business, that may be ineligible. Contract workers, so if you're working kind of in the gig economy and you're say an Uber driver, that may not be ineligible because there's an umbrella organization above you, and as well as direct sellers for things like Avon. There are also some income limitations. So if you have a household income of $200,000, you're definitely ineligible. Probably if you have a household income of $100,000, you're going to be ineligible as well. But that's a little bit softer. So if you're right at that point, it doesn't mean for certain that you would be ineligible. So the application process, we've got some people who've already started the application process, which is terrific. We're going to walk through it a little bit today. It doesn't take very long at all, especially if you have all the information there in front of you. On the back of our flyer, we've listed all of the questions that they're going to ask you. The Kiva review period, we're giving them 3 weeks. So we hope they have several at a time. They need a fair amount of time to look over and to kind of do their part of the underwriting. So we'll give them 3 weeks. And then the fundraising part, we're going to have, I think we've got 2 weeks that we've set aside for that private fundraising. We think in Southwest Virginia that people are really, they're connected in their communities. You've got support networks that you're part of. We've reached out to groups who are part of a support network, such as the community business launches that are happening and in the Main Street districts, the chambers of commerce. So in your network, we think you're going to be pretty well situated. And then there's the repayment period, which is under 3 years. All right. Okay, so there's some screenshots of what this looks like. And you can see on the right, it says, there's kind of a benchmark. So right now, Silly Chili Hot Sauce has gotten 9 out of 13 of their lenders. You'll have for your private period, you'll have a web page for your business and a link that you'll be able to share. And you can share that online. You can use social media, you can use Facebook and share that with your friends. In addition, we're going to have a good picture of you there. You're going to have your story that you're telling, and we will have a video too. Because our first round of people we're going to do a video for and try and model this a little bit, provide some technical assistance for you. And then on the public period, it changes from 9 out of 25 lenders to a percentage of your dollar amount. So there in that red box, it said he's going for $10,000. He's got 6% funded. He's got $9,350 to go. And that's Christopher. And he tells us that a loan of $10,000 helps fund the purchase of new equipment for a shoe repair shop. Very clearly saying what he's going to do. He's going to buy new equipment. And then down below, he tells his story. Christopher is a father of 3, the most lucky husband and a cobbler in his family-owned shoe repair shop. I've grown up in my city and lived here most of my life. I began sweeping the floors of the shop as a little boy, watching my grandpa and father work. I was amazed and intrigued by the focus and craftsmanship. I aspired to be a cobbler since I was young and set my goal to one day own the family business. Decades later, I'm here. So he tells a very personal story, and it's an engaging story. And that's what we hope you'll do as well with Kiva. And then once they're funded, you can see on the left, there's a repayment schedule. And you can see how much is due and how much has been paid. And you'll set up automatic payments through PayPal that will make the payments. And the individuals who have funded your business, every time you make a payment, some of that payment will go into their account. And then they can take the money that they put into your business and put it into another business. So Opportunity Southwest Virginia is a collaborative of folks across the region who are helping businesses get started. It includes our small business development centers and our universities. It includes the planning districts. I'm with the Department of Housing and Community Development, and we're a part of it. Virginia Tourism Corporation is a part of it. And we all thought, hey, we're working to help entrepreneurs. We know we've got a blueprint, we've got a place we know we want to go and take entrepreneurship in the region. So if we work together, we can really get this done. For a few years ago, we started by having entrepreneur summits, or opportunity summits, we call them. And then we did a business plan competition in the region. We did an expansion business plan. Then we did Rally Southwest Virginia. Now we've worked with 12 communities already, and we're working with the next 4 now. 12 communities to make their places better for entrepreneurs. So this is the next step in an ongoing process. So if you go to opportunitysouthwestvirginia.org/Kiva, it'll take you to a landing page. And then this landing page says, hey, get a 0 interest loan, you can market your business, you can build business credit. And then there's specific links on how to get involved. It's also up top. You can nominate a business, apply for a loan, or make a loan. Under apply for a loan, this is where we're going to put today's webinar. Oops. Let's see. That's where we're going to put today's webinar. We'll put the frequently asked questions. The one-page flyer is there. We're going to try and keep this as a resource for you. And then there's a link that I clicked and it says, get started. So fund your dreams, change your life. So when I click get started, it takes me to the landing page for the loan part for Kiva. Now the link that I shared with you is a dedicated link to Opportunity Southwest Virginia. So if you use that link to go to Kiva, it will automatically put your loan as part of our kind of client base, I guess you'd say. So we are a trustee. As a trustee of Kiva, we are saying that we have worked with you through a community business launch. One of our partners around the table has been working with you on your business plan, and we are putting kind of a stamp of, hey, we attest to the character of this individual. We're not doing underwriting for your loan. We're just saying, hey, we think you're a good bet because you're in our community. You are working hard to make the community a better place, and we believe in you. That's all we're saying by being a trustee on Kiva for you. You can go on Kiva and not use a trustee, but this makes it a much faster process, and we think we'll have a much bigger bang if we do this collectively. As we get started, we hope people will soon find out about Kiva and start putting themselves out there as well. But we like working with you so that we can help tell the region story by telling your story. So on this is the pre-approval page. So I will say, I'm asking for $1,000. I'm going to buy equipment. And then I answer these few questions. I'm applying for a business loan. I am not currently in bankruptcy. My business is located in the United States, and I am over 18 years old. And I'll see if I pre-qualify. Congratulations. So then the next step, they need to know who I am. So I type in my full name, my email, my phone, my zip code, my business name, Industry, I tell them what industry I'm in. It's a drop down box. So, you know, there's adult care, communications, arts, artisan craft, agriculture, food stall, grocery, entertainment, florist. So you go through there and see what best matches you. And let's see, there's technology, transportation, wholesale, furniture. So you see what best matches you. You choose your primary language. For me, that's English. And then, how did you hear about Kiva? Even though this is attached to us already, you still want to say you heard about it through a Kiva trustee, and then your Kiva trustee is Opportunity Southwest Virginia. And then, do you know anybody else in the Kiva community? It might be that you already know somebody who's used a Kiva loan or is a Kiva trustee in another community or another part of the country or internationally, and you can provide that information there if you do. And then you hit save and continue. Now, Kiva has been really, really supportive so far with us. We've talked to several people in their national office, and they even provided us, they even provided us a development site, a place where we can kind of play with this and show you. So I'm going to go to that website now. But first, I think we've got a question. Am I muted now?
It's me. It's Sandy. A question on those list of industries. Do they pick that or do we pick that as Kiva, the Southwest Virginia group?
Those are standard across the country. So okay. we'll have to pick which one best matches. If we have question, we can, Kiva's been terrific. I'm sure we can call them and get some guidance if we need some guidance.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now I just switched a little bit to show you the next screen. I'm in the development site where I've already kind of pre-populated the answers. Well, I thought I was. Oh, I know why. I got to sign in. And this will just save us a little time. You won't have to watch me type, because there would be a typo or two. Okay, I'm on the third screen now, what you see in front of you. And you can see on the left-hand side, it's got everything checked off. Like I said, I already went in and pre-populated it, but it's going to let me show you, and we'll use this example today. So again, it shows us the stages. You apply, you get approved, you invite your friends, and then you go public. So, and you can see the times on these are a little bit different. So I guess Kiva's probably changed their policy, because now they say up to 15 days to invite your friends. At some point they'd given people longer, I think, and probably found that they didn't need that much longer. Okay. All right. So here on, they first ask you about your, for your personal information. So my name's Doug Jackson. I give them my phone number, my street address, tell them a little bit about myself. I'm male. Now, your birthday is not going to be public on the Kiva site. A lot of this information, there are two kinds of information on here. There's information that's going to help them underwrite the grant and track kind of who they're working with. And then there's information that's going to be part of your public story. Don't put anything out in your public story that you don't want to be shared publicly. So I don't want people to know that I was born in 1986. I wasn't really, but so I'm not going to put that in my public story. It's just going to be here in this field, and only the staff at Kiva will see that. They ask me for my ethnicity. And then there's some questions here they're asking me. Are you an immigrant? Are you a veteran? Do you have previous criminal convictions? And are you a refugee? So I'm a veteran, so I check that box, and then I'm going to continue. The next page, about you. Now you've told them about yourself, now you're telling them about your business. My business's name is Doug's Donuts. It's a food stall. I've been in business 1 to 3 years. I've got 1 employee. That employee includes myself. So I'm a sole proprietorship. It's only me. My business address is my personal address is my business address. And then, do you have a business license, EIN number, DBA certificate, or any other business documentation you obtained to register your business? And you put yes, you tell them what it is, and then you choose the file and upload it. So if I have a business license, say for my city or county, I could type in business license, and then I'll choose the file and upload it. Now they want to know about your online presence. If you looked at the flyer, you saw that how much you can apply for in Kiva depends on how long you've been in business and to what degree you have a presence online. So if you've been in business 2 years and you've got a strong web presence, then you can get the max. There's a possibility you can apply for the maximum loan. And if you're just starting out and don't have a track record, like say Doug's Donuts, I need to buy a machine to make donuts first. I might only be eligible for that $1,000. So that's all I'm applying for here. Now, you should have a business website, but you can also have Facebook, and you can have LinkedIn and Twitter and Yelp, Etsy, your Instagram. So you can put any of those websites on there. And then if there's another platform for social media that you use that's specific to it might be specific to your industry or your type of business, you can put that in there as well. And then, do you have any references for other small businesses? And it's not letting me do that. Oh, there. Okay. Please provide information for up to 3 small business owners who could provide a reference for you. So not only do they care about your online reputation, they care about businesses that are working with you. All right. Go back to the previous page. And they'll ask for email and the contact name, the business name, all that's optional. Oh gosh. And then sorry about that, folks. When I went backwards, it went back a little too far, but we've gone through everything from the business. Let's see. Oh. I'm just gonna change that to no, so it lets me go forward. Okay, now your loan request. Remember I said they're tiers. So here are the tiers. $1,000, no online presence, you don't have money coming in yet. That's where you get $1,000. $2,000 to $5,000, basic online presence. You've been operating less than a year, but you've got a compelling story and your loan description's good. And then $6,000 to $10,000, strong online presence, strong references. You know, for $6,000 to $10,000, you filled out those 3 other businesses. You've gotten a reference from us, and you've got a really strong web presence. Let me say too that if you've started a business as a hobby and you organized formally, you were on Etsy, you've been paying taxes as a business, even though it's been kind of a hobby side business, that time definitely counts. So if you just recently went out on your own and said, I'm really going to make this be my sole income, the clock doesn't start there. It starts when you started the business as a hobby. Okay, as long as you had income coming in. Let's see. So tell us about your loan request. It's $1,000. I want to pay it back, you know, I want to pay it back over 12 months. I'm going to give them my PayPal account. My PayPal account, by the way, that's accurate. So if you want to drop some money in there, go ahead. Let's see, just kidding. Automatic repayments. Yes, I'm going to sign up for automatic repayments. And then I'm going to go to the next page. Okay, your personal finances matter. I have to tell them my household income. Remember, if it was over $100,000, I'm going to look at it really closely. Over $200,000, they're going to say, you may not need Kiva. How many people, including yourself, do you financially support? There's one person in my household. I do not have unpaid bills or rent more than 90 days overdue. I have not filed for bankruptcy. I own my own home. My mortgage is about $1,000. On average, what was the minimum monthly payment on your credit card? It was more than $300. This is a drop down. That's the highest amount there, more than $300. What is the balance? I'm making these things up, by the way, these aren't accurate. What is the outstanding balance on your credit card? There is no balance on my credit card. What is your credit score? It's 700 plus. There are options 0 to 4, 4 to 450. We hope that Kiva is used, you know, we want Kiva to be used for emerging entrepreneurs. If a credit score is not stellar, if they're rebuilding credit, Kiva might be a great way to start rebuilding that credit and building business credit. So it's okay. Total other monthly payments on debt, I'll say there's $200 and that's a car payment. Business finances. Annual business revenue. So it's less than 25,000, 25 to 50, 50 to 75,000, and it goes on. Total amount of outstanding debt. And then do you have a business bank account? And I'll say yes. Now, here's the part that we want to, all that's pretty rudimentary or it's basic. You'd expect a funder to ask for that. This is where Kiva gets a little bit different. They want to know what you're using the loan for, but they want you to position that so that people in your neighborhood, people around the world, people who want to see small businesses start and succeed, read it and are attracted to it. So we can help you if you want some help with this. We're going to come by anybody as we get these, you know, we're going to select 3 to 5 people or businesses in this very first round. That means getting them up by May. That's all we have time for, we think, because we're going to provide you technical assistance by interviewing you, doing a little article on your business. We're going to take a photograph of you if you need it. We'll shoot a little video of you if you need it. And we want to do this because we want to model how we can tell Southwest Virginia's story by telling the entrepreneur story. So we'll have 3 to 5 that we'll select for May. And then we're trying to create a system and a structure that can get many more folks up using Kiva much more rapidly once we model this. So the first question is, please finish the following. A Kiva loan helps ... And they say, think of the loan use statement as your loan's headline. Keep it short and succinct. 1 sentence only. Already, look, mine's way too long. I'm going to have to cut this down. Kiva loan helps make the donuts. A Domax 2000 is the best friend a baker can have. With the purchase of this piece of equipment, we can double our production. With this, we expect to increase revenue by 30%. That's too much information for a headline. We're going to want to take that and put it down below. So we'll say a loan will help us buy equipment to increase our productivity and sales and make the donuts. Okay, so you got your loan use statement. And then the loan description. So some of that other information might go down in the loan description. What are you going to spend the loan on? How much does each of these things cost? How much do you expect the purchase to increase revenue and profit? See those numbers I had up there in front? Those belong down here. How will your business be impacted by this loan? And how will this loan impact your life and your family's life? See that? So look, this is even on that loan description, it's connecting it already to the personal, that very personal story. Let's see. So here's an attempt at it. Word of mouth has boosted our business on a continual basis, with sales increasing 150% each of our first 3 years in business. We've hit a plateau though and need $1,000 for a Domax 2000 to increase production and meet current demand. We will no longer have to turn away people after they waited 10 minutes in line for their cinnamon sugar fix. Hey, Andrew.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no power coming out of this. Let's see. Okay, folks, I'm just making sure that we can get some power. Let's move it over there. Yep, okay. All right. Okay, after the loan description, they'll want some business description. Okay, and on each of these pages, they give you guidance. So when and why did you decide to start the business? What's the biggest challenge? What are the future goals of the business? What about the business are you most proud of? Do you have any business partners or employees? So they want to know more. I took a quick stab at it and said, Doug's Donuts has grown from a Saturday favorite, the Rural Retreat Farmers Market, to the can't miss mobile food truck and Southwest Virginia's favorite donut. We'll soon be ready to add trucks. We'll be a fleet of flour and tasty toppings, but first we're experimenting to maximize product quality, value, and profitability in an individual truck. Our customers are the best, and there's nothing more beautiful than Southwest Virginia. Well, maybe seeing Southwest Virginia with a donut in your hand. So I'm trying to connect it a little bit to, how the business is growing and a little bit to the place. And there's one more piece. Oops. Amen. Okay. So they ask for the business, and then they want to know your personal story. So where'd you grow up and what was it like? Did it have an impact on your desire to start the business? Where are you today? What are the dreams for the future? Is there a past story that demonstrates your entrepreneurial spirit? Okay, so I made up, Doe is Doug with an H. That H stands for happy, and I love to make people happy. It was my job as a supply corps officer aboard the USS Ingersoll. After the Navy, I landed in Southwest Virginia in the picturesque town of Rural Retreat. Dr. Pepper was invented here, so we have a tradition of starting businesses. This has been a big adventure, and I thank my community every day for the support they give me. An encouraging word, a question about my product, and of course, a purchase now and then of the region's best donut. So you want to tailor this and give a little bit of your character in it. Personality makes a difference with this. They say personality makes a difference, but they say even more is showing your personality through a really good picture. And we're going to try our best to help you. You might have a terrific picture already that shows you smiling, has good light, is just provide some idea of the character of your business, or you hard at work and enjoying what you do. So there's a picture that he provided as a sample. And you can see she's very happy. She's got her product in the background. It's like she just stopped. She was working on that chair and she's taking a break to smile for the camera. She's in her place of business. It's not just a sterile headshot. And then in addition to the photograph, there was a space to load a video. Now we're going to do a short video to help you market this loan opportunity to people. And we'll post it on Kiva, we'll help you post it on Kiva. We'll also, during the public period, share it on Facebook, we'll have a YouTube channel, and we'll provide you links, and we'll help push it out as well during that public part. During the public part, we see our job is helping to market that loan opportunity. And because like I said, we also want to get community members excited about putting money into your business. In the private period, we're going to let you do it, but in the public period, we'll get involved. And we'll try and keep this simple. We're going to do interviews for those of you who apply, and we're going to prioritize. We'll prioritize 3 to 5 to get done by May. But if you apply and are approved in Kiva, and well, even before you're approved, if you've got our stamp of approval and as a trustee, we're going to work with you to get, we'll do the interview, and we'll go ahead and do the interview on camera. And then we can pull out some small snippets for different products. So we might have a longer video that you can share or put on your website, but we'll have a short, succinct one about this loan, particularly, that we can put on Kiva. All right, and it's got some best practices there. And then we save and continue, and then it takes us to the contract. So, and you know, with any contract, you want to read it closely. And so set some time aside to read the loan contract. We're going to do 2 more webinars. Our next webinar is going to be about marketing, and we'll have a time and we'll make it interactive, and you can share, maybe we'll reach out to you beforehand, and you can share some of what you're writing, or we might have an example that's already done then, and we'll share that with you. And then so that's the second one. And then the third one is going to be solely technical assistance. So by the time of that third one, read through that contract pretty closely, and we can discuss it if you have any questions. And we can reach out to our Kiva contacts as well if you have questions that aren't clear to us. But read through the contract carefully. And then as you scroll down, you know, you say you understand it's a loan, you have to repay it, that you're using it for the business purpose. Again, they want to make sure these are business loans. Kiva is much different than, say, GoFundMe, or it's a different model. These are loans, they have to be paid back. And there's a lot of credibility behind Kiva, and they want to maintain that. So they're very clear about in this contract. You're tested that everything you put on here is accurate, and that you understand how it works. So there's a private period of fundraising, and then it'll be publicly viewable. We're going to work with Kiva on the first 3 to 5, or the first ones at all that we put out under our trustee name. We're going to work with them to put them out on May 17th, and that's in conjunction with the economic forum at UVA WISE. We want to highlight this, and we'll have some time on the stage to talk about the businesses and to talk about using Kiva as a strategy. And then when you sign it, you just type your name in, and then it lets you review everything. On March 22nd, and I'll send an email out about this, March 22nd, we've got at 9 a.m., we'll go more in depth on getting the word out with Kiva and how this works. We might have a better example. We might have one, we might have one that's already done, who knows. And then March 27th at noon, we'll have a technical assistance one. Now, each one of these we want to build technical assistance in, and that lets give you a chance to ask questions. Again, any questions you ask, either on the phone with us individually. You've got Becky Joyce's phone number and Andrew Barnes and mine. We'll collect all those questions and put them up in an FAQ so you have access to that information as well.